A pleasant good evening and welcome to SAT TV's Channel 9 Evening News. I'm your presenter, Larry Larrock. Thank you for joining us. Among the major developments, athletics coach says party politics disrupting Dominica Amateur Athletics Association. Grenada PM announces cabinet changes. Iraq wave of bomb attacks kills 84. West Indies shifting into limited overs in UK match. Details of these and other stories after the break.
When it comes to health and beauty products, nothing beats the skincare, hair care, and beauty products from Lander. For babies, try Lander's baby oil, baby powder, petroleum jelly, and baby shampoo. For the rest of the family, use Lander body lotions and Lander body washes, shampoos and conditioners, which are available in a range of scents. And for spotless and flawless skin, use Lander's vanishing cream. Come into Astafans and select the Lander beauty products to satisfy everyone in your household. Astafans, right place, right price.
Fathers, we've heard you loud and clear, and we're doing it again. But this time, it's just for you dads. Get your chance to win $2,000 in the first ever Quartz Super Dad competition. That's right, Big Daddy. To help you celebrate Father's Day even more, we're giving you all the chance to be crowned Quartz Super Dad. Now, all you have to do is complete all the tasks on our list at Quartz in the time allotted for your big chance to win. Pick up rules and regulations at Quartz now, and sign up for your chance to win a grand prize of $2,000 in cash. It's the first ever Quartz Super Dad competition. Sign up now, Big Daddy, and you can win $2,000 in cash.
Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. 5 founding members of the Wassin Dominic group in St. Thomas were honored during celebrations as part of the group's 20th anniversary. Dominica's Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Justina Charles, who was a guest at the celebrations, took the time to inform her host on what's happening in Dominica.
We know that in St. Thomas we have a very large population of persons from Granby, and so I took the opportunity to meet Granburians and to meet Dominicans, and so they had a dinner and dance and award ceremony where they awarded some of the Dominicans, some of the persons who pioneered the group, the Wassin Dominic group.
Wassin Dominic started as a Granby Dominican organization. The 5 founding members who were honored are from Granby. The minister also expressed pleasure with what the group is doing in St. Thomas.
And I think it went down very well. They had some concerns and they asked questions, and I was able to clarify some of the concerns that they had, and so they got information, and just to encourage them with what they are doing, because Wassin Dominic has been in existence, as I said, for 20 years, and we have seen the benefits for us in Dominica while they try to develop themselves out there in St. Thomas. But they've done quite a bit to ensure that they can assist in taking care of our own persons at home.
The group has also assisted in education and health among other social programs.
In Granby, they painted the Granby Health Center, they assisted at the schools, and they also just assisted with the music house at the PHR Secondary School. They are assisting some students with education. In health, they've sent some persons, some assisted with assisting the passage of some patients to go out of state for medical. And so they've been doing quite a bit for us in Dominica, although they are in St. Thomas, and they are trying to promote our own culture in St. Thomas.
It was the minister's first visit to St. Thomas. We now join Desin Joseph for a special report.
Right now we're at the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, where the children are having a fair displaying all their creative arts and talents. The Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, ITSS, held a fair where the students had to display their talents, arts and skills on Tuesday, June 13th. The school was bright and colorful as the students had many products on display such as hats, crafts, portraits, cakes, jewelry and many more. Past students, parents and the Honorable Hector John attended the fair to show their support. Leader of the opposition, Mr. Hector John, says it is good to be supportive of the students, especially when they're doing something positive.
I always come to this school to give support. It's my old school and it's a catchment area for the West Coast. So as we could be sure Manwachet students after they come to school. And I think giving support to the young people when they're doing things that are positive is very important. We have to give them the support as community leaders, as parents as well. I saw some parents here coming to give support to the young students. Because a lot of the times we hear about the negative things coming from the schools. And when there are positive things happening, we are not coming there to give them the support, give them the encouragement, push them forward and lift them up. That is very important. So that is why I'm here.
Organizer of the event, Ms. Bernice MARONIE, says the fair was organized by the Funding Trust Committee of the school. She believes that it is important to give the students a chance to showcase their talents once in a while.
Okay, today we are having a school fair. It's organized by the fundraising committee of the IION Secondary School. As well, me as the head. We're just having a fair just to showcase the students their talent, creative and performing arts. You will be getting a chance to see the various arts and crafts that the students make and some of the performances that they did.
Ms. MARONIE goes into further details about the activities and the products that the students had on display.
So we're having different booths. We have the French department, they put on a booth. They have French products, French food, French cuisine, some nice lovely coffee and wine. And then we also have other students of the business classes. They're putting on different booths also. They have hairdressing, you have some game room, we have face painting, we have the art room, we have movie, we have cake, a room where the students did some lovely cakes, design their cakes and stuff. We also have a room where you can get your smoothies, and as the students from the first form who did it. We also have a booth where you can take your photo and get your photo where your photos taken. The students got a chance also to display their creativity by how they dress. So some of them you could see them dressed looking freaky, their hairstyles, their outfits, their shoes, their socks. And it's just a lovely day at ITSS, a free update.
ITSS art teacher Mr. Bert Paul gives an in-depth description about the portraits, crafts and other products which the students have produced.
Here we have color resist, where the student use a piece of paper and they color it in different colors and then they paint it over with the paint black, and then they use toothpicks to scrape over it to make designs. So that is what you are seeing here today, made out of the students for color resistance. Down there we have origami, where the children fold papers in four equal sizes, and they use the scissors to cut it and make different designs out of it down here. Here we have collage, where the students use seeds, local indigenous materials, where they form different pictures out of it.
I'm Desmond Joseph reporting for SAT TV News. I'm back to you, Larry.
Thank you, Ms. Joseph, for that report. Before schools close for the summer holidays, the National Drug Prevention Unit is hosting several workshops with students to help them gain awareness of drugs prevalence in society and their dangers. Today, grade 4 students from 7 schools in the Roseau district will be part of the workshop. Ms. Jacinta Barnes, director of the National Drug Prevention Unit, wants the students to be very aware of the drugs available to them and make wise decisions about their use.
Basically, we want them to increase their self-esteem, and we want them to have the information, to have the knowledge of what, if you expose yourself to drug use, what that can do for you being a school child, how it can affect your performance at school, how it can give you low motivation, and also how drugs can, kill your dreams as a young person.
Former workshops have been held in Marigot and also Granby. She hopes that the students fully participate in the workshop before the summer holidays begin.
We've been targeting our grade 4 students, throughout the year, and usually at the end of the school year, we always try to bring them, in clusters to see how much they have learned. And we know that the summer is approaching. We also want them to use their refusal skill during the summer so they won't engage in activities that's not within their control.
How drugs affect the body, community and individuals are just some of the topics being covered at the workshop. Ms. Bernice wants the students to be empowered as young persons to take charge of their lives and health.
We have sessions on alternative to drugs. What are some of the things that they can engage in? So we bring in our draft boards, we bring in dominoes, we bring in cards, we bring in reading books. So we say, at your age, you can engage in, games, to avoid finding yourself involved in illegal activities. And we teach them, at least how to define a drug and how to say no, if somebody wants to offer them drugs. So we try to give them the skills where they'll be able to make wise and good decisions.
The workshop began today and ends on June 14th. One coach is carrying foul and saying party politics should not be tolerated in sports, namely the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association, DETOUCHE. Mr. NABI WALLACE, who is the coach for athlete Ms. Luan Gabriel and also the head coach for the Aspirers Athletics Club, AAC, says he not being selected to accompany Ms. Gabriel to the CSC Juniors is because of two members on the committee of the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association dislike for him, which is not right.
We have written to the president of the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association via email. We got no response. We sent an official letter on our club letterhead, that is the Aspirers Athletics Club. Yet again, we got no response. When I saw a week passed and we were getting no response, a good friend told me, why don't you follow it up with a call? Which I did. I called. The president told me he's busy now, he's in a class, we'll get a response when one is ready. So I told him, at least just tell me if it's a week or 2 weeks, we have to wait for the response. While I'm asking the phone was cut off on me. So it was very sad. I did not like, the approach that was taken, and it was not even follow up with a call to say, well, sorry, I had to run or something like that.
Mr. Wallace says that the coach selected to accompany Ms. Gabriel to the CSC Juniors, which will be held on June 29th to July 1st, is inexperienced and for such a high-level competition, and also for the World Juniors from July 10th to 15th. He said the best thing that needs to be done is to send a coach as a manager and himself or Mr. Joseph Basil, who is the assistant coach, to accompany Luan Gabriel. He says that Ms. Gabriel needs to be with coaches that she is comfortable with.
Our next concern is pertaining to the World Juniors, where Luan will be traveling with the president as the coach. The president is going to the World Juniors because he has to attend Congress meetings in Spain. That is all well and good because we need to keep our connection with our international federation. But however, we are asking what will be happening to Luan during the time that he has to attend the Congress meetings. Why not he again go as a manager of the team so he could attend the Congress meetings and have myself or Coach Basil as the coach, so Luan would always have a coach with her. Prior to going to Spain, she has to engage in a 5 days training camp so that she could get acclimatized with Spain. She would need her coach to be there with her 24/7 and not place into the hands of someone that she does not know.
Mr. Wallace says that he has written to the president of the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association, DETOUCHE, Mr. Cedric Harris, on 3 occasions and tried calling but has not received any response to the situation. Top junior sprinter and 2012 Character Games gold medalist in girls under 17 200 meters, Ms. Luan Gabriel is upset about the situation and says that she wants coach either Mr. NABI Wallace or assistant coach Mr. Joseph Basil to travel with her for such big athletic events.
As a junior athlete only 16 years of age, I believe that if I am to travel with a coach I don't know, it is required that a female chaperone is with me. However, I believe that it's better for me to travel with my coach, NABI Wallace, or assistant coach, Joseph Basil, who I am custom with, and they have trained me for the past few years, and has trained me to my best. So I believe that going to these big games, I need someone who is going to be there to mentally motivate me and keep me up to date on what I have to do.
Ms. Gabriel says it is not fair that the coach Mr. NABI Wallace, who has discovered her and has trained her for the past 3 years plus, is not selected to accompany her to 2 of her biggest games to date, the World Juniors and the CSC Games.
I will say that we have a very good relationship because I started doing my athletics career in primary school, but it was only in first form at a meeting Portsmouth where I ran 12.7, and he saw how great I was running and he took me to train me so that I could be a better athlete. And for the past few years training with him, be it hot sun, rain. He will always encourage me, you know, to come training. He always ask me questions, how I'm feeling, you know, ask about myself in terms of my physical self, and also ask me, most importantly, about school, you know, to get me the balance and to make sure that I'm ready for training.
She added that she needs to be with her coach who she is comfortable with, especially to give her the massages that she needs before and after the races, and this cannot be done by a stranger who is the coach selected to accompany her. Miss CYRILLIA HILTON, who is Miss Gabriel's mother, says that this kind of misunderstanding is not something that should be tolerated in sports.
I don't like the situation that is going on right now, because no one has called me and tell me anything about that. No one called me, no one phoned me to say anything. And I don't like what is happening right now. And I really would like to know from those people, why is it that either NABI or Mr. Joseph can't go with Luan in that big event she's going to.
Ms. HILTON says that her daughter and coach NABI WALLACE have a very solid training relationship which she would like to see continue, and she is very proud of her daughter. When contacted about the situation, Mr. Cedric Harris, president of the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association, said, and I quote, "This situation is beyond Mr. Harris and involves the committee. So after an executive meeting on Thursday, June 14th, a statement will be sent out on Friday, June 15th, end quote." We now go to Ms. Desiree Joseph for a special report.
Right now we're on the Massac and Canefield bus stop where the bus drivers are still having difficulties with this new system. The Maron Canefield bus drivers are still in distress due to the new bus system. Maroline bus driver Mr. Andy Hogan says he has been in this industry for over 20 years, and before he would have made much more trips than he's currently making now.
The bus stop situation, it have it ins and it have it out. And certain things will work and certain things will not work. And I tell those guys that already. First, with me I run Maho, and the number of buses we have to be standing in the line for over 2 hours, it don't make sense to me, okay? It don't make sense to me, because if I have to stay in the line for the day, I would maybe make four or five, maybe 5 straight. And that will be maybe just about $140 for the day, and which that wouldn't work with me. I accustomed without the line making maybe $200, put $100 fuel, $250 at the end of the day.
Mr. Hogan says a Haitian bus driver came out of nowhere today and placed himself in a queue, and none of the bus drivers were pleased about it. Therefore, he was asked to leave. He mentioned that he was not accustomed of coming in a specific area, and this was prolonging the queue system. According to Mr. Hogan, the president of the bus service did not want to get involved. Therefore, the bus drivers and the police officers took matters into their own hands.
Situation this morning, there one Haitian now come in the line. He never custom coming in any one of our line. He come there. The guy we say that is the president. He said he don't know nothing about that. He back off. And if it wasn't us that come and we, together with the police, and make the guy move out, he will stand the line, and that is another lengthening up of the line still. So the guy, as I tell you, that say he was the president, he never said nothing. He leave and he go. And we have to fight the battle ourselves, you understand? So I just watching right now, it's just a comments that happening right now. And to me, most of the bus drivers, they have got no sense in their head. They're just doing things. When they see what they want to do is what they want to, what they do. So
I'm Desiree Joseph reporting for SAT TV News, and back to you, Larry.
Thank you, Ms. Joseph, for that report. With the completion of the Grade 6 National Assessment, students of the Convent Preparatory School had fun while raising funds in the form of a car wash for trips they plan to go on. Principal of the Convent Preparatory School, Ms. ADELINA DETOUCHE, who was also helping the students, says that the students have worked very hard preparing for the exams, so now is the time to enjoy themselves.
You know that after the exam period, it's a very stressful time for them, and they always look forward to after the exams to really enjoy themselves. So we ask them to take them to various places of interest and walks. So the car wash which we are having today is a way of raising funds to pay for the trips. They're supposed to go to Superior Sulphur Springs next week. They're supposed to go to schools and we'll be taking a walk to Champaign and back.
Ms. DETOUCHE says that after the exams, the students always participate in all activities that will enhance their development, both socially and spiritually, amongst others. The car wash was selected to raise funds by the students themselves, which they saw as a fun activity. Ms. DETOUCHE pointed out that it shows unity among the students, and the parents also participated in the car wash, and they all brought their vehicles to have them washed, which was encouragement for the students. She also highlighted that the students normally do very well in the grade 6 national assessment, and this year she's expecting excellent results as in the past years.
It's a form of relief, actually, because from September they have been in school and all they have been thinking and all they have been reminded of is common entrance, you know, that kind of thing. So we have been here every Saturday working hard, and today is a day where all of us free up. I'm together with them enjoying ourselves.
Ms. DETOUCHE said that the students are very optimistic on their performance for the grade 6 national assessment as they have worked very hard to prepare.
Convent prep is like a school like any other. They are children of Dominica like all over. And we do not want them to segregate our children because they come from convent prep. They are Dominicans as well. And they have the same feeling, they have the same wants, the same likes, everything. It's just that they behave differently in a way that their parents bring them up properly and we instill that kind of discipline in them at convent prep. That's the difference. And in their work, we always tell them to take their work seriously, which they do.
The head boy of the convent preparatory school, Mr. TURRELL Christmas, says he's feeling good after sitting the grade 6 national assessment.
I studied very hard for it, so I hope I pass it and hopefully go to St. Mary's Academy because it's always been the school I wanted to go to.
Mr. TURRELL said that he was relaxed during the exams since he had prepared for them a lot of sleepless nights and also prayed before each exam. He is urging all students to say a prayer before doing any exams, since God is very important in their lives. Head girl Miss BRITTNEY Blanchard says although she was nervous during the exams, when she got into it, she calmed herself and did what she had to do.
I feel quite peaceful because I don't have to stay up as late to study. But I also feel a bit bored and I don't have much challenges to do right now. But in a couple of months, I will have another challenge to face, high school.
What high school do you wish to attend?
I wish to attend the convent high school because it looks like such a great school. It puts a lot of challenges ahead of you, and I would love to face those challenges.
Ms. Blanchard also had a message to other youth.
I would like to say to all you that anything you do is good. The grade 6 national assessment is nothing hard. All you have to do is take your time, study, relax at the same time, and just put your best foot up there and do your best.
A total of 42 students from the convent preparatory school sat the grade 6 national assessment exams. We now go to Destin Joseph for tonight's court news.
In court yesterday, Marvin Joseph of Granby was brought before Magistrate Candia Judge for the theft of US $300 and EC $300 on May 22, 2012. He pleaded not guilty. The matter was adjourned to the 1st of October 2012. In more court news, Michael John of Bath Road pleaded guilty to a charge of possession of cannabis. The incident took place on the 11th of June at the defendant's home where the police had a search warrant to search his premises. The police arrived at the home at about 6 a.m. that day, where they asked the accused to open the door after knocking. The facts in the case were that Mr. John then started running through the house, upon which the police had to forcibly open the door. The police asked the accused if he had any cannabis in his possession, to which he replied no. Upon searching the home, they found some of the illegal substance in a plastic bag. When questioned about it, Mr. John said, "A little weed I have there to smoke." He was then arrested. Mr. John was fined $500 to be paid by July 31, 2012 or spend 1 month in prison.
Thank you, Ms. Joseph, for the court news. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.